Welcome back, my Bloom and Balance community. I hope y'all are all doing great. So, the last 2 days have been amazing. I think the last video I made was Friday afternoon, and I was letting y'all know that I was starting to feel pretty tired. I took it really easy at work, and I was really hoping that, Saturday was going to be a good day, and it wasn't a bad day like last Saturday. I'm glad we had documented, but it wasn't fun to go through. Yeah, yesterday was really good. I didn't really feel tired at all. I slept in a little bit. I drank a couple beers with my sister up at a pool, and then what did we do? I pretty much came home and went to bed. I didn't stay up too late. I was ready to go to bed because I don't drink a whole lot. I say that, but then I'm gonna go into Saturday. But uh, anyways, so that was Friday afternoon, and I did take it easy though. I said I was gonna go out and get some sunshine and, go straight to bed. But my sister called and was like, "Hey, I'm up at the pool. You want to come over?" So I was like, "Okay." So I did get to spend some time with her. And, but yeah, I soaked up a couple of rays, and then I did come home and get in the bed and rest. Um, and then I woke up Saturday a little bit later in the day than normal, which is good for me because I like to be able to sleep in some when I'm able to. And I got up and I was feeling really good. And, my daughter wanted to go on this little date evening around like 5 o'clock. And I was like, well, no, I think 5 is going to be too late. So I'm glad I kind of canceled that. But we're doing it today here in just a minute. She's getting ready. So she took longer than me today. Um, No, but it was good. Anyways, so I didn't have a bad day yesterday. I was actually able to go around and do a lot of Mary Kay things and talk to a lot of people, meet a lot of people, and spread the word about Mary Kay here in our little bitty town. And I had a good time. It felt refreshing. It felt good to get out and talk to some people. I stayed in my comfort zone a lot. I went to the stores I normally go to, kind of talk to people that I normally do. Like, we have some clothing stores that are kind of high end, and so I went into there, and then I went into this little tiny restaurant, and it was like at 4, so it really wasn't at a high hour time. But anyways, um yeah, I had a good time and came home, and one of our friends wanted to play Unite, so we stayed up really late last night playing Unite, and I drank a bottle of wine, honey wine, no sugar, really, it's made with honey. That doesn't really count, I don't think, but it's okay. I feel good this morning too. So I did want to go at I got up, I went to my parents' house on time. We had coffee together, and they had actually made like some guacamole, so I ate that. It was really good. But no, I wanted to talk about traveling with fibromyalgia. So this is something that is kind of near and dear to my heart because it took me a lot of trial and error to try to figure out what really works and what doesn't. Um, I was traveling around the US for probably about 6 months with the company that I'm at now. I'm no longer an account manager, but I've moved back to the clinical side from there. But I was like, meeting these people, these CEOs and CFOs and stuff like that. And it was a lot of fun. But it was a lot of traveling, a lot of air traveling. And then we've had to drive quite a few places since I've got fibro. So I actually know a little bit of traveling by car information as well. So let's start with planes, trains, and automobiles. But no, no, no. Let's start with planes. Um, if your work allows, always get there the night before you have to be there. There were so many people that would travel the day of, and they would be fine, but I know how taxing it is on my body to fly. So I always tried to get there the night before, if not a little bit earlier. If they're going to let you get there the night before, they'll probably let you get there whatever time of day you really want the day prior, because it's going to be a hotel room stay no matter what. Make sure that I liked to fly in the morning, but if you can't, you got to do the night before. That's fine too. Always made sure that when my plane landed, my room would be ready. So check when your room actually opens and what time your hotel will let you in. If you are not happy with that time and you're going to need a little bit before, I would just call, like, we had like I don't want to say like memberships with them, but we had like mutual agreements that if we came into town, we were going to stay at those hotels. So a lot of the time, I just told them what company I was working for and that I would be in a little bit earlier. And most of the time, they had my room ready. Now, if they didn't, they had a business office I could sit in and sit at my computer and do whatever I wanted. Another thing. So let's actually talk about being at the airport. I got what's called a clear pass. A lot of people get the TSA one, but I live so far outside of Houston, you have to make an appointment, you have to show up on the appointment, you have to do all this stuff, and it's just like that was not something that I wanted to put my time and effort into. But the Clear Pass, you don't have to do that. You take your fingerprints, you take a picture or something like that. I mean, I think both. And then you don't have to wait in line. You go straight through, just like the TSA approved travel thing. And I liked it. You have to pay every year, I think is what I did, a yearly one. Um, but it's worth it. Don't stand in that line forever. Make sure you're trying to go through the one where you don't have to take your shoes off and everything, because the less you're having to move around and bend, the better. Now, how to pack. The first couple times I was like, oh, I'm going to have my backpack. I'm going to have my business bag with me. I am going to have everything that I need. No, I have a backpack now. That's the only thing that I take. I barely put anything in it. I do put a change in clothes in case my whole luggage gets lost. And then I would have my DS in there and then like my money stuff. So very, very bare minimum type stuff. And that's it. Take as little as you can because you're going to be hauling it around in an airport. And especially if you have layover flights and stuff, it's not fun. Not fun. Even if you don't do a backpack, you could do just a wheeling one, but like try to get a good one because the one that I have is not very good. And so it would literally tump over on me and I'm like, oh my God. So it was like 5 times I was like trying to hold all the pressure onto it. Find a comfortable spot to sit if you can. They have those chairs that do massages and stuff. Sometimes I tried to scope one of those out if I was there early enough. Most of the time I just sat with everybody else, but that's a tidbit. But okay, what I've learned to help me the most is pee on the plane. As soon as you get on the plane, go to the bathroom. As soon as you get on the plane, go find your seat. I liked to sit next to the window. I have to move a lot, and I feel as if there's a little bit more give room on that side, and I can prop one of my feet up over there. Like I can use the wall and lay on it. Now, if you're not one of those people and you just need to like wailing over to get some relief, I would sit on the aisle. I would never pick a middle seat. I would always look the night before, like right before you check in for for the plane. When you check in, see if anybody has canceled their seat and see if there's another extra, like there's a middle seat somewhere, and then sit next to that middle seat. There may not be anybody that shows up for that flight in that place. I've actually very luckily got like 4 different plane rides that way where it's like one person, nobody's in the middle seat, and then it's me. And so then I have like plenty of room to kind of gather myself. And actually sometimes I would put like my bag beside me so I wouldn't have to bend down and try to get whatever I needed out of my bag. Anyways, so that's a tidbit. Also, go to the bathroom right before the plane leaves. If you have to, I mean, it just is really difficult for me to get up and down and go to the bathroom during a flight. But of course, if it was a really long flight, like if I was flying to like the way out Florida, Miami, something like that, long flight. And so I would get up and try to go as least as much as possible because getting up and down was just not fun for me through, of course, sitting in the window seat was that way. Not fun. But pee as soon, I say pee, go to the bathroom as soon as the plane lands and before they open the door. So after it lands, the seatbelt's on, is off, everybody's getting up and getting their stuff, go to the bathroom. That way if you need to go. But like, I didn't like to try to wait my turn before I get off the plane, and then try to find a bathroom, and then try to figure out where I got to go and get my luggage, try to figure out all that stuff. Luggage, don't take the biggest thing you can take. Okay. When I first started traveling, I was taking like my steamer. Oh my gosh, I can't, I feel like I was such a dork. I took everything in the world. I took a whole bag of medicine with me in case I needed it. Man, there is going to be CVS's. There is going to be, your hotel may have dry cleaning, something like it's going to be fine. Like, you don't need all that stuff, even if it's for a day or two or if it's for a whole week, you will be fine. You don't need it. It's going to cause you more pain. So there is that. I always made sure that I ate once I got to the airport, so I didn't have that. I always got to the airport pretty early because I don't want that actual stress on me. So that's a little tidbit, like to try to keep it de-stressful, is try to get there early, and then you can actually get a seat somewhat close to the um, place where you board the line where you board the plane, and then don't get up until they actually call your row number, because I can tell you right now, or technically, sometimes I would get up right before they called my number, my boarding number, right? Um, like the version before it. Don't get up if you're in like boarding group 4 or 7 and it's boarding group 1. Nah. Mm-mm. Don't do that. If you're 4, wait till 3 gets called, then get all your stuff and go over there and wait. I mean, because just even sitting, I mean, just standing to get on the airplane sucks. So those are some tidbits that I have found. I always brought my own water because I always need to drink. I get really thirsty with all the medicines I'm on, so I always had my own water bottle and would fill it up at the airport. So empty it out as soon as you get there, go through TSA, fill up your water bottle. They have places to fill them up at the airport. And then, right before you get on, before the plane starts boarding and stuff, if you need to get more, get more. And then once you're on the plane, just, most of the time I didn't need anything to drink, or maybe just like a hot tea or coffee or something to wake up. But yeah, so that's a tidbit. Now let's switch over to cars. If I think about something else with the airplane, I'll come back to it, but I don't think so. So traveling in cars, not fun. Not fun. Take whatever you can take. Take a pillow, take a blanket, take whatever you need to do. Please God, fight to not sit in the back seat. Back seats are not near as nice and as comfortable as the front seats. I'm telling you, even like an hour drive hurts my back, my shoulder, everything so bad. So for me, I don't actually feel like I need a pillow, but I need a blanket. And that's because it's not quite so fluffy. I can make it do what I want it to do. And if I don't want to use it in a pillowish way, I can just cover up with it, or I can just like stick it to the side. I always have a bag where I can grab it. So I have 3 kids. So in the back seat, there are 3 kids, and I can't, if I didn't have 3 kids with me and it was just me and my husband traveling somewhere, my bag would be like right in the center in the back, so I could get to it easily and blah blah blah. Now, with all the kids in the back seat, they're all going through their things. If I'm gonna have a bag, it's gonna be in the front with me. I have my pain medicine. I say my pain medicine. I take my Lyrica with me. I take ibuprofen if I need it. I take little other things to help me. And I also take like an anti-anxiety medication. I'll take that too. If I'm going to be traveling all day, it's a place that is not very confusing to get to. Like, you could take one road all the way there mostly. I actually might take a Benadryl before I go to kind of make me tired and hopefully sleep in the car and just get it all over with. I have had to make my husband stop multiple times on multiple trips to just let me get out, stand up, walk around, go inside. The whole family stays in the car. Nobody wants to get out. They're like, we just stopped an hour, less than an hour ago, Mom. You have to get up yet? Yes, I do. My back hurts, my shoulder hurts. If I don't get out of this car, somebody's gonna die. But anyways, so there's a tidbit for that. Like, listen don't overdo it because once you get to where you're going, you still got to get all the junk out of your car into wherever you're going, and then you still have family that to deal with and not being able to lose your mind. If you're traveling by yourself and you're driving, you can take as much time as you need, you know. I mean, I would make sure I left hours early if I needed to. I always had bottles of water. Of course, everybody knows how to travel in a car, right? But not so much with a chronic illness or with fibro. It's just different. Make sure you are stopping as much as you can. Get up, move your legs around, get your blood flowing, get your mind off the stress of traveling. Look around the little store, just act like you're not even traveling for a minute because sometimes that's just what I need. Yeah, multiple stops, definitely. And then have the medicine with you that you need to help control your pain, your anxiety. As long as you can keep those two things down, it's not going to be as unpleasant. Taking a Benadryl does tend to help with my anxiety itself. It does make me really thirsty too, but I need multiple stops anyways, so might as well go to the bathroom while we stop. Um, when you get to where you're going, get a trolley. It's fine. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, I don't need a trolley. I've got like 3 bags." No, you're tired. You've traveled all day, and with us with 3 kids, I don't want all of them trying to haul around their bags and me trying to corral them with their bags and my bags and everything else. So it's like, no, just get a trolley, put it all on there, and then just push it. Um, and if you don't see one, ask for one. I've had to do that before too. Like, dude, there's no trolleys out here. Somebody's got one out in the hallway. Can y'all go find it, please, while I check in? I leave the family in the car when I check in because it's easier. A lot easier to leave the family in the car when you check in. Now, if you're going to a family resort, like we went to Great Wolf Lodge in December, so yeah, we all had to get in. They all had to have wristbands, but it was like, and then my husband unloaded the car and went and he parked it, and then he met us back in the lobby and we all went to the room together. But anyways, I was trying to make this a short video, but it's about 17 minutes long and I've talked really fast the whole time. I need to go because my daughter is waiting, like, where she's waiting for me to go pick up a friend. So, um, yeah, if I think of any other things, I'll post them in the comments, but those are some of the biggest things. The plane rides are the most stressful for me because I know I just can't get up and walk whenever I want. I can't move as much as I would like. Um, and things like that. Move your chair around. Like, even if you don't want to, like, lean back, move it just a half an inch. And that sometimes just takes that pressure off your back, off your whatever position of the butt that you were sitting on and it's hurting. Like, just move your chair just a little bit. And that's a good driving thing as well, to move the back of the chair around. Even though you may think that's the most comfortable position, after 30 minutes, it's not the most comfortable position anymore. Move your back up just a tad, move it down just a tad. If you have one of those cars where the seat comes up a little, like the front of the legs comes up a little bit or down a little bit, make sure you're using that. Use the tools you have in the vehicle. Sunglasses are a number one thing when you're traveling in a car. The sun drives me crazy in the car. It just does. It's bright, it's hot, it just gets on my nerves. I put sunglasses on and it all seems better. I need rose-colored ones, right? Like I need to like try to see the world in rose-colored glasses. But anyways, all right, well, this was a little quick episode. I'm doing great today. Didn't have a bad day this week. So excited. So, oh, and I got my pearls of sharing for Mary Kay. I'm so excited. I'm so happy about them. They're beautiful. And uh-oh, my camera. Camera. Well, that's not too bad. I'm so sorry. But anyways, I'm gonna sign off because my daughter's waiting for me. So today is a day at a time. Not bad enough to be an hour at a time. Not bad enough to be a minute at a time. And I hope that your day is like this too. It is a really great one. So enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. I'm trying to fix that camera. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Everybody have a great weekend, and my heart goes out to the fallen. It really does. My husband was in the military. Very closely could have been him. So Anyways, God bless your family. Bye.